Okay, so now that you've gotten your class data or your data set up with the Skittles Sheets, steps 12 through 14 is doing the same thing with class data. So the first thing you want to do is if you click down here, right click, you're going to rename this and you're going to rename it to say My Data. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a new tab. So we're going to hit a new sheet. So we're going to add a sheet. And the first thing you want to do is rename this sheet to be class data. Okay, so that's going to be your class data. And then what we are going to do is in our class data in cell A1, we're still going to have the colors of Skittles, right? And we're going to still have the colors that we had for the Skittles, which if I go back here, red, yellow, green, purple, orange. So it's going to be red, yellow, green, purple, and orange. All right, there's the colors. So I've got the colors. So those are going to be the colors. So I still want to format my table. So I'm still going to set this up to make this look nice as it's a nice label. And I still want to make my A column. I'm going to format it so that it's aligned to be centered so everything looks nice. So I've got it here. But then what I'm going to do is instead of having just my data, I'm going to put all my student data going across here. Okay, so the way that we do that with the student data is we're going to come back here, and if you look, you have a total of 19 students. Okay, so what you're going to do is name your students. So you're going to do, and you can call them S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, S7, so on and so forth. And so you're going to go all the way out to get your 19 to get your class data. So what we've done in the past is we've gone around the classroom and collected the data, but we can't do that with current COVID conditions. So I gave you the data to use for this. And what we still want to do is we want to make all these rows. So if you highlight all of the rows that you're doing, right, we can still format those and align them so that they're all aligned to the center by holding down the control key to click more of them. And then what we're going to do is put our data in for each of the students, right? And now I don't have all 19 students. This is just a demo video. But so if I go to student 1, they have 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6 in red, yellow, green, purple, orange. Make sure I've got them in the right order. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So they're going to be, right? So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? And then student 2, go back and forth. And what you might want to do is if you drag your Google Sheet to one side of the screen, and then you have your data on the other side of the screen, then you can just simply go back and forth and reference your data. So I have 9, 11, 6, 7, 14, and then for student 3, 13, 7, 11, 9, 6. You go on and go on, right? Once you get done with that, then you're going to follow the instructions. So I'm just going to get these students out of here for right now, but you would go all the way to 19. When you get done, you're going to create a totals tab, which is going to be the totals for each color. So then what you're going to do with your totals is you're going to follow along and you're going to come into here. You're going to hit the equals tab, sum, and if you look, it should automatically select all the colors that you've got. But if you've got it here, so it should select everything, you hit the enter key and it will automatically load up your data. And if you want to do the totals for the rest of them, you hit that and it does your totals. What's neat with this is if student 13, I got the data wrong and it had 17, you notice it updated my totals. So 11, so it changes the totals. So that's going to be how you're going to go about doing the class data, and then you're going to come grab all of your data and you're going to make another pie chart with class data, not just your data. So it's just expanding on what you previously were doing. Hope this video helps.